Yo, YouTube! E-Zee Rider's back. Something different tonight. So quite a few subscribers have asked the question, what do I use to plan routes? So the simple answer to that is I use Strava. So I'm going to just show you quickly how I plan routes using Strava. And for those who don't know what Strava is, I guess it's a popular sort of social network app used primarily by athletes, runners, cyclists, etc. But you can basically use it for anything really, walking, swimming, anything like that. And it basically uses GPS to track and analyze your performance based on what you've done, your activity, and you can share it with friends, etc. And you can see what your friends have done and give them kudos and so on and so forth. So that's what I use in the main is Strava. I do subscribe to it, so there is a payment. It's about £55 a year, so just over £1 a week. But personally, I think it's well worth it. Just if you do a lot of cycling, then I think it's a must. So once you've logged on to Strava, you'll probably find like a home screen like this. So you can see over on the left hand side, I am in the E-Zee Riders account, and you can see that I'm following 90 different people, and I've got 106 followers, and I've done 108 activities, the last of which was the Imber Longleat Loop route. You can see in the middle here, these are all the people that I follow, and I can see all the activities they've done. And there's equally some challenges that you can join if you want. And if you think that somebody's done a good job, or you think, oh, they haven't been out for a while and it's nice to see them out and about, you can click this little button down here and allocate them a bit of kudos to say, fair play, well done for getting out and about and doing what you do. You've also got some notifications up here on the left. And equally, you can click on this menu here and you can see information around, if it works, my profile. And even something else that I like, it gives you sort of what you've done in the last 4 weeks. Ever since you've been on Strava, you can see that I've done 12,000 miles in total. And it also gives you a bit of information around how many miles you've done on each bike that you've got registered with Strava. So you can see my Calcoff, I've done nearly 6,000 miles. The Ribble 3 and just under 3 on the Specialized. Okay, so if you go back to the home page, if you click on Dashboard and then My Routes, and then click on, this is basically an area where you can save routes that you've created, and those can be uploaded onto your Wahoo or your Garmin. So there you can see the last route I did when I went to Imber with Rusty Nell. But if you want to create a new route, you basically click on Create New Route, and then it takes you to this screen, which I'll talk about in a little bit more detail now. Here we have a map of Bristol, which generally Strava will zoom into the area where you live. And you'll see on the map, you can select over here different types of maps. So I've got standard, you can have a sort of satellite view, dark, winter, effectively the same map, just different views. But what you'll notice on the map are these blue lines, and these represent where other Strava users that have logged on to Strava and have an account have done a route, either by running or predominantly on bikes. And the thicker the line, the more people travel on that route. So if you look at this line here, that's actually the Bristol to Bath cycle track going into Bristol, and lots of people use that. So you can see it's very thick, dark blue line. Okay, and that gives you that's quite useful because it gives you an indication of good places to ride if everybody else is doing it. Okay, so that's the first thing I'd point out. Obviously, the thinner and the light blue, the line, that's a less travelled route by cyclists. Okay. Over here on the left-hand side, you can pick what kind of activity you're doing. So either a ride, you can decide if you want to follow the most direct route or the most popular. You can choose to minimize or maximize elevation. So if you don't like hills, you can go on any surface type, be it dirt or paved. And then you can also do manual planning of the route, but I find it easier to do the automatic one if you like, and then you can adjust it slightly after, which I'll come on to in a minute. Okay, if you push this button here, it will just zoom you into your exact location wherever you are in the world. So I won't push that now because that'll mean you'll know where I live if you don't already. But regardless of where you are, if you click that, it will just zoom you into your current location. So now what we're going to do is plan a route. So here we are in the centre of Bristol. So I'm just going to zoom in, and oh, I've gone a bit 3D there. Yeah, I've just zoomed in or out of Bristol. You can spin around on its axes, but I'm going to zoom back in, and I am just going to go to where are we? So for anybody that knows Bristol, this is the centre of Bristol here, and I'm going to click the green dot there to start my ride, and that is literally outside of the Bristol Hippodrome in the centre of Bristol. So where do I want to go? So I'm going to zoom out, and I am going to say that I'm going to go across the Severn Bridge, which is quite a popular route for cyclists, and I want to go to this bridge here over the River Wye. So you just click that, and a checkered flag comes up, and as you can see, Strava has automatically planned the route for you, which is great. Using the parameters over here, so following the most popular route, any elevation, any surface. And you can see down the bottom that it's 17.54 miles, 883 feet of elevation, and it will take you approximately 1 hour 10 minutes. Now if you zoom out, you'll see the red orange line with your route, and you can save that here. Okay, and that will then save into your My Routes sort of library. What you can also do is click this button down here, which is Show Elevation, and it will show you as you go along the route, and you'll see a little blue dot going along the route as I pass through this, and you can see the elevation as you go through the different parts of the route. I find this quite good because you can hover on what looks like a steep bit on the chart, but you'll see there it says it's only a 3% gradient, so that's okay. Obviously, if you've got like 14 or 15% and you're not up for a hilly ride, then you might want to choose a different route. So that's quite good. Equally, if you review the route and think to yourself, I don't want to go that way, I think I'd quite like to go to Easter Compton on the way, which is over here, you can literally click on the route, drag it over, and it will reroute you to the same destination but via Easter Compton, and you'll see that the mileage has changed slightly, as have the elevation. Okay, this button up here says you can reverse the route. So if you wanted to start from Chepstow and go back to Bristol, you just push that button and it spins it back round the other way. So if you save that route, you can type in Chepstow, save it, and that is now can be uploaded onto your Wahoo at your leisure. And if you go back into your dashboard and go to My Routes, once it's loaded, there it is here on the left hand side, the Chepstow ride. Okay, so in the main, that's how I plan my routes. So alternatively, if you don't want to just click from one point to another and let Strava route you, you can also do it yourself kind of manually by just doing shorter sort of destinations. So let's just click on the same place we started at the Hippodrome in Bristol. So for example, I might want to go up this road here, which is Park Street in Bristol. So if I just click there, it does that for me. And then I might want to go, oh, let's go around here. And then I might want to go down here by the waterfront. And you can see that you can basically go where you want. You might want to go up to Syon Hill, up over here, up onto the Downs. And you can basically work out a route. You can keep your eye on the distance down here. So if you think it's a bit too far for you, or a bit too hilly, actually I'll reverse by pushing that button there and come back again, because I want to go to there, and then I want to go over the suspension bridge, and then you can basically do what you want, and you can, at your desire, choose where you want to go. And equally, if I'm going, if I just cancel all of that or clear it, if I'm going to the New Forest, which, as you all know, I quite enjoy doing that, you just drag your map down here to the New Forest, zoom in, find yourself somewhere to park. So I've parked here before, just outside Lyndhurst. That's the start of the ride, and then off you go. Click. You can see that dotted generally means it's a gravel path, not tarmac. Ooh, that's had a bit of a wobble there. So sometimes if there isn't a route, it will reroute you. So you might have to come down onto this main road here before turning off into one of the gravel tracks. But again, it's quite clear and quite easy to use. And yeah, very, very simple, very intuitive, and you'll pick it up in no time. It's well worth the £1 a week, particularly if you do a lot of riding. And as I said, there's other features in terms of you can see if you've improved on the same route, if you've got quicker, things like that. So if you're interested in improving your performance, you can just go back over various routes and rides. So if I click on my activities up here, you can see here all my previous rides just going back forever and a day. If you did a ride ages ago and you thought, oh, what was it? Can't remember. And you might have named it something to prompt you for the future. I don't know, gorged it. So let's click on that, which was in January, 25th January. Here's all the information. It was a 37 mile ride, and there's the route. Looks like it was down by Cheddar Gorge and then just cycled home. So elevation again. And then you've got these segments down here where you can see if you've got a personal record or your third best time up Cheddar Gorge, so on and so forth. So really, really good, really easy. And as I said, if you befriend people on here, you can see what they're doing, and you can either copy their rides as well, save them, and you can do the same ride if you like the look of it the following weekend or whenever you're free. So hopefully that helps for those subscribers that was asking about Strava. If you do have any other questions, let me know. But that's how I do what I do. I think there are some other platforms out there. Commute is another one, I believe. But I personally find Strava, I think it's probably one of the most popular ones. And yeah, look me up. That's my name, as you know, E-Zee Riders. And as I said, if you've got any other questions, just let me know and I'll try and answer them. I'm by no means an expert, but I've got enough. I could do enough to get by and plan the routes and help me enjoy my riding. Good. So, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And as I said, any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I'll endeavour to answer them. All the best.